Have you ever found yourself analyzing every gesture, every word, trying to decipher if that man really feels something genuine for you? The truth is that male passion leaves very specific traces, and when you learn to identify them, everything becomes clearer. Many women live in uncertainty, stuck in that cruel doubt that corrodes inside. Is he really interested or just passing the time? The good news is that there are male behaviors that do not lie. They are signs that overflow when a man is truly taken by you. And I'm not talking about beautiful words or empty promises. I'm talking about concrete attitudes that reveal what he really feels. Because words are easy to say. Anyone can drop a "I love you" or a "you're special." But the actions tell the naked truth. When a man is truly in love, his body gives. The way he looks, how he moves in his presence, how he reacts to his gestures, all this communicates something much deeper than any rehearsed statement, and you need to learn how to read these signs. Let's start with the most revealing behavior of all, the one that separates the man really interested from the one who is just passing through. A passionate man makes room for you in his life, and that is not negotiable. He does not make excuses about being too busy. He does not disappear for days without giving satisfaction. He does not leave you in a vacuum. On the contrary, he juggles his schedule to fit you in, cancels less important appointments, forgoes hours of sleep, because when someone really matters, you find time. Always. There is no such thing as too busy for priority. And here's a truth that hurts, but needs to be said. If he wants it, he goes after it. If he doesn't, it's because he doesn't want it enough. Pay attention to consistency. A passionate man keeps regular contact. He does not disappear and reappears when it suits him. He sends a message asking how your day was, calls only to hear his voice, suggests meetings in advance because he wants to make sure they will see each other. This constant behavior reveals something crucial. You occupy his mind. He thinks of you when he is away. He misses you, want to share moments, and that brings us to another powerful sign. He includes you in his future plans. When a man talks about the future and naturally puts you in this equation, pay attention. That's no small thing. He comments on places you could visit together. He mentions events that will happen in a few months and asks if you would go with him. Talk about goals, dreams, projects, and somehow you are present in these visions. This shows that he sees you in the long term. Men who only want something casual do not. They keep the conversations in the present, avoid any mention of the future, run away from commitments. But the man in love, he is already mentally building a life where you are part, and this is naturally reflected in conversations. Now let's talk about something that many women underestimate. The way he looks at you. There is an abysmal difference between the gaze of sexual desire and the gaze of genuine passion. And you need to know how to distinguish the two. The passionate gaze is longer. It watches you when you are not paying attention. He studies his gestures, his expressions, as if he wanted to memorize every detail. When you talk, he keeps eye contact, doesn't stare at the phone, doesn't get distracted by the environment around him. You have his full attention. And there is something in the brightness of that look, a mixture of admiration, tenderness, and intensity that you just feel. It's visceral. Scientifically, this has an explanation. When we are in love, the pupils involuntarily dilate when looking at the person loved. It's an automatic reaction of the nervous system that we can't control. The body delivers what the heart feels. In addition, he smiles when he looks at you. It is not a forced or polite smile. It is genuine, spontaneous, that reaches the eyes. This type of reaction happens because the simple sight of you activates the reward center in his brain, releasing dopamine. And when this happens, his face relaxes naturally. He is visibly happier, lighter, more present. Another revealing behavior. He seeks constant physical contact, but in a respectful and affectionate way. I'm not just talking about sexual intimacy. I'm talking about subtle touches that show affection and desire for closeness. He holds your hand as you walk. He puts his hand on your back as he guides you through a door. He hugs you from behind while you cook, adjust a lock of his hair that fell on his face, kiss his forehead for no apparent reason, intertwine his fingers in yours during a conversation. These gestures may seem small, but they carry a huge meaning. They show that he wants to be connected to you physically. And here's the crux. This contact is not intrusive or possessive. It's welcoming. It makes you feel safe, wanted, special. Because the passionate man does not just want to own his body. He wants to connect with his essence through touch. Let's talk now about communication. And not only what he says, but mainly how he communicates. A passionate man responds to your messages with agility. It doesn't leave you waiting hours for a two-word answer. He does not send monosyllabic messages that end the conversation. On the contrary, he asks questions, shows interest, keeps the dialogue flowing, and when he cannot answer on time, he warns, sends I'm in a meeting, I'll respond soon so you do not stay in the vacuum. This shows consideration and respect. He understands that communication is important to you and makes a point of keeping it. In conversations, he actually listens to what you have to say. He's not just waiting for his turn to speak. He asks questions about your life, your opinions, your feelings, wants to understand how you think, what moves you, what makes you happy, and most importantly, he remembers the details. That story you told weeks ago about your project at work. He asks how it's going, the name of your friend who was going through a difficult time. He mentions and wants to know if she is better. These little details show that he is genuinely invested in knowing you deeply. It's not just superficial talk. Another very revealing behavior, he introduces you to the important people in his life. When a man is in love, he is proud of you. He wants his friends, family, and colleagues to know you. This is significant because men are usually careful about who they introduce into their inner circle. If he is taking you to meet his parents, including you at barbecues with friends, introducing you as someone special, believe it, he is publicly declaring that you are important, that you are building something serious, that you are no longer one in his life. And pay attention to how he acts in the presence of these people. Does he show affection? Is he close to you? Does he include you in conversations? Or does it set you aside, act different, seem distant? That says a lot about the place you actually occupy in his life. The passionate man protects you in every way, and I'm not talking about possessive jealousy or control. I'm talking about genuine care. He cares about your physical, emotional, and psychological well-being. Asks if you got home safely, offers a ride when it's raining, ensures that you ate something during a busy day. It stands up for you when someone speaks ill. It supports your decisions even when you do not fully agree. It is at your side in difficult moments. This kind of protection comes from a place of love, not insecurity. He wants you to be well because your well-being affects him directly. And here's something fascinating. When a man is in love, he begins to mirror their behaviors unconsciously. This is called the chameleon effect in psychology. You cross your legs, it crosses. You tilt your head, it does the same. It is not something calculated or purposeful. It is an automatic neurological response that happens when there is a deep connection between two people. This mirroring creates even more sync and intimacy. It's like you're dancing together, even in simple gestures. Now let's dive into something that really differentiates genuine passion from superficial interest. The way a man treats you when he is not trying to impress you reveals everything. That's where the mask falls and the truth appears. Any man can be thoughtful and caring in the first few weeks. The initial charm is easy to maintain when you are still in the conquest phase, but the really passionate man keeps this energy even after when the novelty passes. He remains present, attentive, interested. He doesn't relax in caring for you. He doesn't stop doing those little things that made you feel special at first. Because for him, you are special. Passion does not evaporate over time. It transforms, matures, but remains. And this brings us to an extremely revealing behavior. He makes sacrifices for you without complaining. I'm not talking about great heroic gestures or dramatic sacrifices. I'm talking about genuine adjustments that he makes naturally. He wakes up early to take you to work before him. Watch that movie you love for the third time without complaining. Go to that restaurant he doesn't like much because he knows you love it. Change plans to be present at something important to you. And do all this without throwing it in your face afterwards, without using it as a bargaining chip, without making you feel guilty or in debt. Because when you truly love someone, making that person happy is not a sacrifice. It's pleasure. It's conscious and voluntary choice. Let's talk about something crucial that many women ignore. The way he reacts to his successes. A truly passionate man celebrates his victories as if they were his. He feels genuine pride in his achievements. Got that promotion? He's more excited than you. Finished a difficult project. He wants to celebrate. Achieved a personal goal. He supports you. There is no competition, envy, or discomfort with your growth. On the contrary, it encourages you to be the best version of yourself. This is very rare. Many men feel threatened when the partner prospers, especially if it obscures them in some way. But the man who truly loves you does not feel diminished by your brightness. He wants to see you shine even more, because he understands something fundamental. Your success does not diminish him. In fact, seeing you happy and fulfilled increases his happiness. Now, pay close attention to this next sign, because it is absolutely decisive. A passionate man does not leave you in doubt about what he feels. He is clear, direct, consistent. He doesn't play show-and-tell games. He doesn't leave you in the fridge to seem uninterested. It doesn't make you feel insecure. His actions line up perfectly with the words. If he says you are important, his behaviors confirm this on a daily basis. You don't have to go through every message, every gesture, looking for hidden signals, because there is nothing hidden. He is transparent about his intentions. He treats you as a priority and makes sure that you know exactly what it means to him. This kind of clarity is a gift, because it eliminates that destructive anxiety of trying to guess what he feels. Let's talk about intimacy now, and not only physical intimacy, but especially emotional. A passionate man opens up to you in ways that he does not open up to other people. He lets you see beyond the facade, shares fears, insecurities, dreams, failures, things he usually keeps to himself because men are taught not to show vulnerability. But with you, he feels safe enough to let his guard down, to be true, to show the deeper layers of who he is. This is real intimacy. And when a man reaches that level of openness, it's because he trusts you completely. He is not afraid to be judged. He knows that you accept him with flaws in everything, that your love does not depend on it being perfect. And in physical intimacy, the difference is glaring. It's not just about satisfying a momentary physical desire. There is connection, intensity, presence. He looks you in the eyes, kiss with will, with feeling. His touch transmits much more than horny. He wants to give you pleasure, not just receive. Cares about your well-being during and after. There is affection, care, mutual surrender. Intimacy becomes an extension of the feeling you share. It is not mechanical. It is emotional, deep, meaningful. And then he doesn't get up and go away. He stays. He hugs you, talks, keeps physical contact because he wants to stay close. These post-intimacy moments reveal a lot. It is when many men show their true nature, attentive or indifferent, present or absent. Another behavior that does not deceive. He demonstrates genuine interest in his dreams and goals. It is not that superficial interest of asking questions for education. It is real curiosity about who you are and what you want from life. He asks about your professional ambitions, wants to know about your hobbies, passions, what makes you feel alive, and more importantly, it encourages you to pursue these things. It supports you. It helps you create strategies. It vibrates with every step you take, because he understands that a woman fulfilled and happy with herself is a much better partner. There is no healthy love based on dependence. He wants you to be whole, complete, with or without him, because when you are together, it is by choice, not necessity. Let's talk about something extremely revealing: how he acts when you disagree. All couples disagree eventually. The question is not whether you will fight, but how he behaves during and after conflicts. A passionate man does not run away from the first difficulty. He does not abandon you emotionally when things get tense. He doesn't use cruel words to hurt you. He doesn't throw past mistakes in your face. He doesn't lower you to win the argument. Instead, he seeks to solve the problem. He listens to his point of view even when he is angry. He tries to understand his perspective. He doesn't have to be right all the time. He can admit when he's wrong. He apologizes genuinely, not just to end it. And after the fight, he does not punish you with silence or indifference. Seek reconciliation. Wants to return to harmony because being in conflict with you bothers him. It shows emotional maturity and real commitment. He is willing to work the problems because you are worth the effort. Now watch how he talks about you when he is not in your presence. That says it all. Does he mention you in conversations with other people? Talks about you with affection, respect, admiration, or keeps you secret? Avoid mentioning that you are with someone. Act as if you were single in certain environments. The passionate man does not hide you. He speaks of you naturally because you occupy space in his life and mind. When something funny happens, he thinks about telling you later. He sees something you would love and remembers you. He associates everyday things with you. This means that you permeate his thoughts constantly, not just when you're together, but all day long, and he has no problem telling other people that he is committed. He doesn't keep options open. He doesn't flirt with others, because when you find someone who really matters, the other options simply cease to exist. You are no longer available, emotionally or physically. Let's talk about something that many women consider banal, but which is extremely significant. It reminds of important dates, birthday, anniversary of relationship, that special day that marked you. He does not forget why you are important, and he doesn't need reminders on his phone. It's not a conscious effort. He just remembers because those dates mean something to him too. He plans something special, not necessarily expensive or elaborate, but thoughtful. Something that shows he cares, because marking these occasions is a way to honor the relationship. To say that day matters, that you matter, that what you have is valuable. Another powerful sign, he involves you in his decisions. It doesn't have to be everything, but on important things. He wants your opinion. He consults you, values your perspective. Are you thinking about changing jobs? He talks to you about it. Will it make a significant change in your life? Include you in the reflection. This shows that he sees you as a partner, not just an escort. You have an active voice in his life. And when you give your opinion, he really considers. He does not ask just by asking. He ponders, reflects, sometimes even changes his mind based on what you said. This creates a sense of real partnership. You are building something together, not living parallel lives that occasionally intersect. Let's talk about something subtle but very revealing. His body language when you are in public. He positions himself close to you, maintains some kind of physical contact, even if discreet, includes you in conversations. It doesn't leave you isolated while he socializes with other people. You don't feel abandoned at a party or meeting. He introduces you to people. He makes a point of including you. And when he tells any story involving you, use we, not just I. This body and verbal language demonstrates unity. He sees you as an integral part of his life, not a separate addition. And when other women approach with less subtle intentions, he makes it clear that he is committed. He does not feed flirtation. He leaves no ambiguity, because respecting you in your absence is as important as in your presence. And he understands that perfectly. Last, but perhaps most important of all, it makes you feel safe. I'm not just talking about physical security, but emotional. You feel like you can be yourself without fear of judgment or rejection. You can have a bad day without being afraid of him finding you boring. You can express your needs without looking demanding, can be vulnerable without being seen as weak. This emotional security is the basis of any healthy relationship, and when a man provides it, he is demonstrating mature love. There is an aspect of male passion that few people talk about, but it's absolutely transformative when you understand. A truly passionate man begins to see the world through a different lens, and you are at the center of that new perspective. He begins to notice things that previously went unnoticed. That song that plays on the radio and makes him think of you, the beautiful landscape he wants to share. Small details of the day-to-day get new meaning because he wants to share it with you. The world is more interesting when there's someone special to share. And this is not cheap romanticism. It's pure neuroscience. When we're in love, the brain literally rearranges itself around that person. The production of oxytocin increases, creating that sense of bond and connection. Dopamine triggers, generating motivation and pleasure when thinking about the loved one. Even serotonin is affected, causing that feeling of obsessive thinking about the other. So he thinks about you constantly. It is not weakness. It is not deficiency. It is brain chemistry working at full speed when we find someone significant. And this chemistry manifests itself in concrete behaviors that you can clearly observe. It develops an impressive memory for details about you. Remember your favorite coffee, the movie you want to watch, the story you told. This happens because his brain is programmed to pay attention to everything related to you. You have become neural priority. When he sees you after a few days apart, observe his reaction. The face lights up instantly. The smile is automatic and genuine. He can even accelerate the step to reach you. It hugs you with force, as if recharging your batteries with his presence. These are involuntary signs that being away from you creates discomfort, and being close generates well-being. His body can't hide. Let's talk about something that completely differentiates the man in love from the man who just likes your company. He is willing to grow for you and with you. Not in the sense of changing who he is, but to evolve as a person. If you point out behaviors that bother you, he really reflects on it. He doesn't get defensive or accuse you of wanting to change him. He understands that healthy relationships require mutual growth, and he is willing to do his part because having you in his life is worth any necessary adjustment. This is very rare. Many men would rather lose the person than have to look inside and work personal issues. But when he loves you, this inner work is not seen as a burden. It is seen as an investment in your future. He reads about relationships, seeks to better understand the dynamics between you, is open to therapy if necessary, because he doesn't just want to be with you. He wants to be well with you, and he recognizes that it requires conscious effort. Now watch how it reacts when you are vulnerable or going through a difficult time. Some people disappear when the other person's life complicates. They do not want to deal with problems that are not their own. They prefer lightness, easy, fun. But the man in love, he comes even closer, wants to be by your side just when you need it most, does not offer empty solutions or try to minimize your problems. It is simply present, listen, welcomes, supports you emotionally, and it does not do this expecting anything in return. It does not count to throw in your face later. It is genuine in the desire to relieve his pain. This kind of presence in difficult times reveals the real character of a person, and when it remains, you know that you have something valuable. Let's address something that causes a lot of confusion: the difference between passion and obsession. Because some women confuse obsessive behaviors with intense love, and this can be extremely dangerous. The passionate man respects your limits. He understands that you need individual space. He does not suffocate or control you. The obsessive wants full access to your life. It is insecure when you go out with friends, bombards you with messages when you do not respond fast. Genuine passion frees you. Obsession imprisons you. Never confuse the two. The man who loves you wants you to be happy, even if it means being away from him for a while. The obsessive wants you all to himself. Learn to differentiate, control care, invasion, interest, possessiveness, love, because a healthy relationship is based on freedom, not emotional imprisonment. And you deserve someone who understands that. Another revealing behavior: how he treats people important to you. He makes an effort to get along with your friends, even if you don't have much in common with them, because you know they are important to you. Is respectful of his family, even if they are different from him. Participates in important events even when he would rather be elsewhere. It doesn't try to keep you away from the people you love. It doesn't create intrigue or fuel conflict. It wants you to keep your connections, because he understands that you are a complete being, with relationships that existed before him, and that must continue to exist. Insecure men try to isolate the partner, create dependency, make her world revolve around him, but the mature and passionate man wants you to have a strong support network. Know that it makes you happier and, consequently, makes the relationship better. Let's talk about something crucial: how he deals with his differences. You don't have to agree on everything. In fact, it would be weird if you did. Different people have different opinions. The point is how he reacts when you disagree. Can he respect your opinion without sharing it? Or do you try to convince yourself that you are wrong? Does it invalidate your feelings? Does it make you feel inferior because you think differently? The passionate man may disagree with you on various matters and yet respect you deeply. Because respect is not conditional agreement. He understands that you are unique individuals who have chosen each other, not clones of one another, and celebrates this individuality. This creates a safe space where you can be authentic. You don't have to pretend to agree to avoid conflict. There is maturity to deal with differences. Now let's talk about something that many women have trouble identifying: emotional consistency. Is he stable in the affection he shows? Or does he have sudden swings of humor that make you confused? One day he treats you as the most special person in the world. The next day he acts with coldness and distance. This is instability, not passion. The truly passionate man maintains a consistent baseline. Of course, we all have better and worse days, but the basic feeling remains. You, Dawn, T, get on the emotional roller coaster trying to figure out which version of it will appear today. This emotional predictability creates security. You know where you are stepping. You don't have to walk on eggshells not to displease. And when it goes through something difficult that affects the mood, it communicates. It warns you that it is heavy, but it is not about you. It maintains transparency. Let S address a sign that goes unnoticed but is extremely significant. He defends you in his absence. When someone speaks badly of you and he is not present, what does he do? Agree, remain silent, or defend you? You may never know exactly what happens in those moments, but eventually something comes to you. And then you discover his real character. The man in love does not allow people to speak ill of you, even when you are not around to know, because his loyalty is not performative. It's not just when you're watching. It's genuine. It happens behind the scenes of life. He doesn't throw you under the bus to get mixed up or earn points with other people. You are always priority. Another key aspect, it makes you want to be a better version of yourself. Not because he demands or criticizes, but because his love inspires you to grow, evolve, seek your potentials. You feel motivated to take more care of yourself, to pursue your dreams more intensely, to work on your traumas and limitations. This happens because being next to someone who genuinely loves you raises your frequency. You want to respond to this love by being the best version of yourself, and he also becomes better at your side. You lift each other up, not pull each other down. Toxic relationships drain energy. Healthy relationships generate energy. It's that simple. If you feel exhausted, anxious, diminished next to him, that is not love. It is dependence, trauma, or manipulation. But if you feel empowered, inspired, supported, then yes, you have something real. Let's talk about the ultimate test of time, because everything is beautiful at the beginning. In the honeymoon phase, true passion is revealed when the routine arrives, when the initial enchantment gives way to everyday life. Does he still make a point of special moments? Do you plan meetings even after months or years together? Or have you completely accommodated, stop making effort, and expect the relationship to stand on its own? The passionate man understands that relationships need to be cultivated. You cannot plant and never water again, hoping that the plant will survive. He continues to invest time, attention, affection, surprises you occasionally, creates new memories even after so long, because for him, you never stopped being special. Time did not diminish the value you have. If something has changed, it was for the better. The initial passion may have turned into deeper and more mature love, but the intensity of the feeling remains. And when you understand all these signs, when you learn to identify genuine behaviors versus empty performances, everything changes. You stop accepting crumbs. Stop settling for men who don't value you. Raise your standard, because now you know exactly what it's like to be truly loved, and you will never accept less than that again. You recognize when you are facing something real, and have discernment to go out when you realize that you are wasting time. This knowledge is power. It's protection. It's the difference between building something solid and wasting years on something that was never real. And here's a final truth. You don't need to convince anyone to love you. When it's real, it flows. It is mutual choice, bilateral effort, reciprocal surrender. If you are doing all the emotional work of the relationship, if you are always running behind, if you live in uncertainty, this is not love. The man in love does not make you doubt. It does not make you insecure. It does not play psychological games. He is clear, present, consistent. And when you find someone like that, someone who demonstrates all these genuine behaviors, you'll understand it was worth the wait, because true love exists. Wholesome men exist. Healthy relationships exist. Just don't accept less than you deserve while searching. Keep your standards high. Value yourself first. And when the right man appears, you will recognize by behaviors, not by words, because actions always speak louder. If you've come this far, I'm sure something in this content resonated deeply with you. Perhaps you are in a situation where you have finally recognized the true signs of someone who truly loves you. Or perhaps you have realized that you are taking much less than you deserve. Whatever your case, know that this knowledge can completely transform your love life. Because when you learn to identify genuine love, never settle for cheap imitations. And I want to continue helping you on this journey of self-discovery and healthier relationships. So sign up now. Here you will find weekly content on relationship psychology, male and female behavior, and practical strategies for building true connections. It's not about manipulation or games. It's about genuine understanding of human dynamics so you can make more conscious choices and build the relationship you really want. Press the notifications bell to not miss any new video. Each content is carefully prepared to add real value to your life, not just empty entertainment. And tell me here in the comments, how many of these signs do you identify in your current relationship, or which of these behaviors made you rethink past situations? I love reading your experiences and answer as much as I can. If this video was useful to you, leave your like. This helps the algorithm take this content to more people who need to hear these truths. Share with that friend who is confused about her relationship. Knowledge is liberation. And the more women understand how to identify true love, the less they will accept mediocre relationships that drain their energy and self-esteem. We are together on this journey. See you in the next video with more insights that will transform your perspective on relationships.